My girlfriend keeps following random local guys. Am I overthinking this? Okay, so it looks like we have a girl-guy couple. We started seeing each other a few months ago. Long story short, she had a thing for another guy first, but chose me in the end. Everything's great in person, but lately I've noticed her Instagram following list creeping up with local dudes I don't know.
But I feel like we often get the opposite, where there is a female complaining that her guy keeps following all of these Instagram models whose profiles look like that. Also, it's really interesting that they're local guys. Like, is she really social? Because some people just collect people on the regular. I can't relate, but I know a lot of people on Facebook who have like 2,000 friends.
If you don't know these guys, how do you know that they're local? Like, I get that they could put in their bio their location,
But like,
some of them probably have private accounts. How do you know that they're local dudes?
I picked this up after a friend put me onto a low-key follow tracker. Be toxic, no login, just shows new followers and unfollowers. Huh.
That's an interesting tool.
In the last 3 weeks, it's pinged me 4 times, always a different guy who goes to the same gym and bar we do. No clue if she's liking their photos. It's private, but the pattern is making me twitchy.
Oh,
I love data as much as the next person, but if you have this much information and it's pinging you, that would make anyone anxious.
I can't shake the feeling she's shopping around.
Our OP has a recent memory of her comparing, 2 guys and ultimately choosing him. Is this her pattern? But also, what drove him to add this tracking thing in the first place? Did he have such little confidence in the relationship? Let's go to the comments. As a woman in a relationship, that's hella disrespectful. Once she gets defensive or dismissive about it, you know you should dump her. If you respect yourself, you're not going to marry someone who makes you track their following on Instagram, right?
Huh.
I don't like your tone.
First of all, I understand when people say it can be disrespectful just to keep following random people that you could potentially have sexual interest in on principle, but like, isn't Instagram for following just people you don't really know and are just kind of somewhat interested in? It really depends on the person, depends on the context. Probably also depends on the accounts you follow. Is this hella disrespectful? No. And the reason I don't think it's hella disrespectful is because I don't know if there's been a conversation between these people.
You could do that, and it doesn't sound like they really had this sort of talk.
You can't really assume it's disrespectful if you haven't had a conversation about standards in a relationship.
Someone else, another comment saying, you can follow other people. It is disrespectful if she's interacting with them in a flirtatious way, or sending nudes, or just talking to see where things go, or liking their no shirt pic.
Because you can follow other people. You're supposed to follow other people. That's what the app is for. And it really depends on the sort of interactions you're having. I feel weird about this one because ROP installed this follow tracker.
And from the OP's perspective, we can already see that this person is pretty insecure about the relationship.
Is it disrespectful to follow a lot of people of your gender attraction on Instagram?
Or was our OP being disrespectful because he has this tracking app? I think this is a question of...
How old are these people?
I don't know. Let me know in the comments. What do you think? I got into an argument with my wife after a short trip because I am too passive, and how can I be more active in my life, in my relationship? I, 45-year-old male, had an argument with my wife, 44-year-old female, together for 19 years about my passiveness and lack of not being able to take the lead and make decisions or plans for us.
I'm the opposite of the OP. I'm an active and I'm an organizing a person, and I've been with people who don't do that at all. It's not always bad, but it's always something you notice if you're a type A person, with a type B person.
How can a person learn to be less passive in life and their relationships and less go with the flow? My understanding is that there are type A people who are always organized, scheduling, planning, and then there are type B people who are more go with the flow, more accommodating, more able to enjoy the moment.
So we got into an argument after a short vacation we had gone on, and I had not looked into anything to do at the destination. She had a list of things she wanted to do, and I was fine with that, and didn't really have anything I wanted to do in the area. So that's so interesting and personal to me, because I feel like I am like the OP's wife, because I understand how it can feel if you're the person who's always planning, and then you feel like the other person's not contributing.
As someone who does love planning and organizing and wanting to be things a certain way, sometimes it's kind of beneficial to have a partner who's just like Yeah, that's good. I'm good with that. I feel like if you have two people who are trying to plan and organize, you potentially get more help, but also more conflicts if your ideas on things don't align.
We came home and she was angry I hadn't planned anything I wanted to do, that it's because of my laid back, passive attitude that life passes me by and I don't even notice. I feel really bad saying this, but I understand what she's saying. Our wife here, it sounds like she's potentially taking her worldview where you need to be seizing the moment, you need to be actively planning. And if you're not doing that, that's negative. You're not enjoying life, where I feel like the OP doesn't think like that at all.
But it sounds like she's saying, you're too passive. This is a problem. You need to fix it. How do I get past being passive and being go with the flow? I thought these were good qualities to have in a partner.
Like, I don't know if it's one of those things where she is kind of keeping a running tally in her head, thinking like, oh, here I am doing, everything and you're not doing anything. Or I need you to do more so I can feel better about everything I'm doing for myself. I don't know. I don't know how these people think.
That's interesting. Let's go to the comments. Deciding is work. You're making her do all of the work.
I agree. I think deciding is work. Sometimes it doesn't feel that way.
But
Hey, so I'm editing now, and then I'm looking back at this clip. I've been in that position so many times. When someone presents to you, hey, there are 3 options, just choose one, and the other person's like, oh no, you decide. But really, you already basically decided because you took the 1,000 options out there, boiled it down to 3, presented it to someone, and they can't even flip a 3-sided coin to say which option they would choose. Deciding is work, and I was being too lenient.
What would have happened on your vacation if she hadn't planned anything? There's being go with the flow, and there's not doing your share of the planning work.
And I imagine if you have been together for so long, maybe this is just the tipping point.
I always do the work and you always free ride. Imbalance of gains proportionate to the amount of effort they're putting in. They're free riding. They are just
mooching.
That's a good word.
You need to reframe how you're looking at this. You aren't going with the flow. You're coasting on your wife's work. It's like you two are in a canoe and she's doing all the paddling.
I've dealt with this personally. Like I said, I'm basically the wife. I do a lot of the work. And sometimes I rationalize it to myself saying, hey, I'm doing a lot of the planning, deciding work, but then maybe my partner is contributing more with other things, like some of the other types of work. I personally don't like driving. My partner can drive. My partner can pay more than I can.
Yeah, sorry, but you realize this is just as passive, right? Instead of asking your wife how to take the lead, you're asking us how to. It's called effort. You need to put some in. It is called effort. I am of the belief that in relationships, people don't have to be 50-50 on everything. And it sounds like for this couple where she's always doing all the planning and he's always I don't think you're ever going to get to 50-50. I don't think it would be great for either party if, your tendencies are exactly in the opposite direction. You do have to put in effort. That's so important. And I think being go with the flow, being chill, being accommodating is great, but we are seeing free riding. I don't know. What do you think? Are you go with the flow? Because I know go with the flow people and they're genuinely fun people. It is effort, especially in a relationship. Let me know what you think about that one in the comments. At what point should I push for marriage for financial reasons? My boyfriend and I are finishing our PhDs soon. I love this question. I just got my PhD. More on that in my vlog. My boyfriend wants to do a postdoc in an expensive city.
So a postdoc is kind of like a research work position at a university. It's kind of similar, not really, but kind of similar to being a resident in a hospital setting. So you're kind of doing the less desirable work for a lower pay with the hopes that you will advance, to a professorial position.
Postdocs are kind of like a set period of time, like a year, 2 years. I don't know. I'm not doing one in an expensive city. That's what's important here.
My rent will be above 1/3 of my monthly income, so I'm taking a massive saving hit to stay with him. I almost wonder, is it worth it? We're coming up on the 4th year mark of dating. 4 years is a long time, but 4 years when you're both students at a university is different than if you were outside of school, because I know what I'm going to be doing. I know what I'm going to be doing next year, next semester, and then your lives begin after. I know it's not that clean, but
I really don't see any reason why we can't be engaged already.
How romantic.
He wants to do 2 postdocs maybe. So this means bopping around the country with him for years rather than living close to my family. I'm worried about becoming a forever girlfriend despite moving all over the country with my boyfriend and taking a huge financial hit.
That's hard.
It sounds like there hasn't been any conversations, or at least that's how our OP wrote this.
I don't think you should push for marriage for financial reasons on principle.
people. Unless, like, you think you're going to be together forever, and I think this person is just kind of having sort of anxious feelings about, hey, I want to be with you, but it's not worth it for me at this point.
This person's username is 1990, so I'm just going to go with that's the year that this person was born. So that also puts into context that this person is about 35 maybe. So that's really important. So this person is, it seems like, really thinking about the future and wants to get married now. If that is this person's birth year, maybe it's not.
Let's go to the comments.
This is about so much more than just getting engaged. You have different wants and priorities right now. He wants a buttload more schooling. You want to save money. You need to sit down and talk to each other about that first. Being engaged won't make you feel better about being moved all over and financially vulnerable. Yes, you guys have different priorities, and that's okay. If you want to be together, you can have different priorities, but how do you reconcile those priorities? That's so important. I think communication is key, and you guys should talk. I don't know, what do you guys think about being in relationships and moving all over the country for someone?
Boyfriends, best friends, girlfriends ruined my BF's surprise proposal for me. It's obviously complicated. I am OP is a 25-year-old female. BF, who we'll call T. Let's just call him Tommy for simplicity. Tommy, the boyfriend of the OP, is 28 male. Best friend, we'll call them Sam. Sam is 30-year-old male, and Sam's girlfriend, Heather, is 32-year-old female. So I, OP, and my boyfriend, Tommy, planned a trip out of town for our 3-year anniversary this week. I didn't know this, but he was going to propose on the 4th. Tommy, the boyfriend, he has been planning with Sam, the best male friend, and Heather, the girlfriend, for over a month to make sure the plan goes well.
The plan was we were going to go to a steakhouse, grab some drinks, and then go to a park to watch the fireworks, and that's when he was going to propose. That sounds nice. Dinner, drinks, and then fireworks on the 4th of July. That's so special.
Everything was going to plan when Heather said it was too hot to go to the park. She doesn't want to sweat and suggested a different place. I and Sam, the best male friend, said that was fine because obviously I didn't know the plans and was just happy to watch the fireworks wherever.
I'm pretty sure Sam said it was fine too because Heather was hell-bent that she didn't want to sweat and it was too hot and she was worried about the car being stolen.
Those are two very different concerns. You probably shouldn't go somewhere where you think your car's going to be stolen, just like as life advice. It's not worth it. It's fireworks are not worth it.
We go to the location she suggested and no fireworks were planned at the location. OP's boyfriend, Tommy, and Sam, the male friend, are trying to rush us to the park and we missed the fireworks entirely. That's so sad. The 4th only comes once a year. We go to our hotel, and the hotel had set up a room as a congratulations for us. And when I turned and looked at my BF, he started crying because his whole plan fell apart.
A guy who goes to all that effort, invites friends, books a hotel, informs the hotel of the plan. That is so much effort. We just read that other one where the guy put in no effort, and then this guy went above and beyond, and now he's bawling because his plan fell apart.
I think I would have cried. I cry easily. I would have cried.
Now I'm upset. I feel you. I would be upset too. If someone put in that much effort for me, I would cry.
Sam tried telling Tommy, the boyfriend, it wasn't that big of a deal and things don't always go perfectly.
It's not a big deal. No, it is a big deal.
It's not a big deal. Things don't always go perfectly, which I get, but this was a plan that was set over a month in advance, and we both just feel so upset.
We haven't spoken to Sam or Heather since Thursday. IDK what to do.
To go on a big trip together, you probably are closer friends, and to plan, a proposal, you probably have to be closer friends.
I feel like there's the obvious angle where Heather was trying to sabotage, but I personally feel like humans are not bad at heart, so I'm like, what are other reasons that Heather could have done this?
Let's see the comments. It's not only the girlfriend of the friend, Heather, that did this. It's also the friend, Sam.
They both knew the plan, and neither of them stood by your BF to make this plan go off without a hitch. I agree. I feel like if you were brought into this plan, it's because
implicitly or explicitly, you should help. You're not just going to be like, oh no, it's not working out. Let's just go with the flow. No.
And let's say the girlfriend was trying to ruin it, but the friend was not. He should have protested and said, babe, we need to stay here because this is where the fireworks are going to happen, right? I feel like 12 and 13-year-olds could handle this. I feel like we've all had a surprise birthday. You've always had that conversation like, no, we have to go over there, right? I don't know how you're all adults.
Instead, he would just seemingly agreed and they both took you guys to another location where apparently no one knew if there would be fireworks there or not. Yeah, you were planning, I agree. You were planning for a month, like, do the bare minimum. Do the bare minimum. Like, he did so much planning. Like, I just want to applaud this guy. Man, you need to invest in better friends. I don't understand how this proposal took a month to plan. I understand that comment, but also, like, I understand adult friendships. Responses, like, take a week sometimes, so I get that. And then it sounds like you got a hotel, so I get that. That's not weird to me. Oh, so here's another response. Actually, it's the boyfriend, aka the proposer, that just seemingly agreed to move locations. People need to start treating OP's boyfriend like an adult who is responsible for his decisions or lack of action, and not someone who was forced someplace against his will.
That's really a good point. If the boyfriend knew that, hey, this is where it was supposed to, there was going to be fireworks, he shouldn't have just been like, okay, yeah, let's change locations.
I could see, like, he protested, but it wasn't like a strong protest, because at the end of the day, for him, his interest was going to a place where there was fireworks. So to me, it personally makes sense that if he really trusted his friends and they said, no, don't worry, there are fireworks at this other place. It seems to me like, and he was just trying to make everyone happy, and he put his trust in the wrong people who just had less information.
And this event, which was supposed to be so nice and happy, was just ruined for stupid reasons.
Also, just thinking about Heather a little more.
She said it's because she was hot, and I wonder if there was more going on. Like, was she feeling ill? Maybe she was really dehydrated and she was feeling sick and she wanted to move locations. I think this is also just a matter of what we say in negotiations. I have a background in negotiations. Focus on interests, not positions. Positions is what you say.
Hey, let's move to another location, rather than why you say it. You could be saying, hey, I'm so nauseated. It's so hot. That's why you want to move. Because if she said, hey, I'm so nauseated, I'm so hot, I just don't want to be in this location, maybe there was another, option. We'll take you to the car and then you can sit this out. We'll bring you some water, whatever. And then maybe return to the first location. I think there was room to have a better discussion about this, but so I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments. I really like doing this. This was my first Reddit sort of video. I want to do more videos like this. And I really like relationship dynamics, but I'll go into other dynamics as well. So like, comment, let me know what you think. I want to do more of this. Thanks for joining.